Welcome to the Hillis Public Adjusters podcast. If you've ever had property damage or worried about what would happen if you did, you're in the right place. Because behind every claim, there's a story, and not all of them go the way they should. We're pulling back the curtain on the insurance world, sharing real claim experiences, hard lessons, and the kind of insider knowledge that can make all the difference. We're your host from Hillis Public Adjusters, and we're here to educate, empower, and maybe even entertain you a little along the way. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome. Today joining me, I have Bob Hillis and Jason Solomon. An interesting fact, which you may have picked up if you listened to our prior podcast, is they are father and son-in-law. Yeah. So my first question for you will be, what's it like, Jason, working with your father-in-law?
That's a scary question.
That's a good setup. All in all, it's a tremendous value for me professionally because this business, I could tell you firsthand that the experiential wisdom that you gain from being in the field is only so much, right? I mean, you can only go on so many appointments, and me starting at such a young age, right out of college, it's like you walk into an appointment and the other side of the table, they might see a young kid and think, oh, I'm going to walk all over this person. Well, being around people who have experience and saturating that knowledge myself through the experience I spend in the field with them, or even with Bob, especially around the dinner table or when we're out to eat somewhere, it doesn't really matter. It's always available there to tap into. So it's really enhanced my ability to kind of elevate my knowledge of the industry and really just life in general, I'd say.
That's actually something Laura said when I sat down and spoke with her, just that Bob is a constant fountain of information and knowledge. So like you said, at dinner, Christmas, Thanksgiving, hey, Bob is there and ready to give you some information.
I'm always ready to talk about business. They have to actually tell me, this is a holiday, let's take a break.
So Bob, I'm going to ask you kind of the same thing. What's it like working with your son-in-law and your family in your business?
It's great. I mean, if starting with the trust, you can't have a better situation or a better relationship when you have your family there and how they are going to care about the business and care about our clients the same way that I would. So it's great. I'm sometimes tough on people, our employees, and it's hard to differentiate relationship and family and business. But you know, they've been excellent with it, and I think it's terrific. I love it that they want to do it, and they just both want to carry on the name and the business and keep it going because I'm getting up there a little bit in age. So
it's building your legacy and like really cementing it when you have your family coming in and taking your children, like moving in and handling the business for you.
And surprisingly, like Jason just said about the knowledge, I probably didn't realize, but he, just like Laura, I used to say that Laura learned the business through osmosis, just being around me. And Jason's been in the family for how long? 12 years? I don't remember.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. So the same thing like goes with him is the knowledge that he gains just being around me all the time is priceless.
So have you two ever handled a claim together?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So what can you tell me, like maybe like an experience you had handling a claim together that was maybe interesting or?
Oh, I could probably tell you a million of them. Interesting. I mean, one easy, quick standout experience I remember, we were handling a claim for a high net worth family down in Longport after Hurricane Sandy. Very high-end home right on the beach, had 8 feet of storm surge and everything that comes with it all through their whole house. Multi-million-dollar claim, worked on for months between flood carrier, then their wind for their homeowners, and even a third layer of insurance. So there was a lot of complexity there. And then at the very last minute, I had a good relationship with the client and kind of easy for me to explain where we were at, where we were going, what we were doing. And so we got to this final, negotiation with the other side of the last carrier there, and we got the total settlement to a number that I knew the client would be happy with. I called Bob and said, Bob, great news. We got them this much on the table. They want to, settle it. The insurance company is going to issue a release, and we'll get this payment in and we'll be done. We'll finally put this one to bed. He said, call him back and try to get more money. I was like, well, how much more money? Because I thought, the conversation I just had with the guy, he's like going to kill me if I try to bring him for another $1 even on top of whatever else that was on the table. Sure enough, I took that advice, guidance. I took a breath, picked the phone back up and presented it in a way, and I got another 50 grand out of it.
Wow.
At the end of the day, for the client, it probably didn't make a humongous difference, but it felt good knowing that extra little push that I otherwise would have never thought was worthwhile to do. Stuff like that you just kind of pick up on over the years just through experience, and you saturate it in every possible way and apply it moving forward to the best of your ability. And that's, the most valuable thing that I can draw from the experience side, stuff like that.
What about
Can't read that in a book.
True.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's one thing I think that separates Hillis Public Adjusters from all the other public adjusters is we push and push until we get every dime. And I think our clients really know that and understand that and feel very confident in allowing us to just go with it. Because it's easy to settle a claim, accept whatever they offer and you can settle the claim.
Mm-hmm.
But, I would rather, I try and explain to all of our employees that we need 3, 4, 5 revised estimates before we're going to settle. Let's not take the first offer, or the second, or the third, because there are. If we believe in it and we know there's damage there, and Jason, like he did, it was hard. But when an adjuster comes to me and says they got a great settlement, and I say no, you're not settling the claim until you get more. That's a very difficult challenge. So after looking at the estimates and seeing there was something there that he could argue, and it worked. So I think that really separates us. People that have used us have always said that they've had other public adjusters in the past, and they said nobody gets the kind of money that we get. So that makes me feel good and proud.
And I think Lou said it earlier in a prior podcast. He said Bob is a great motivator, and it sounds like you would agree, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's always a different way to motivate. It's a matter of finding what works and seeing how people tick. And that's one of the things, another skill that I've learned a lot from Bob on is figuring out the motivation of whoever you're talking to and how to get them to agree to where you want it to be, wherever that might be and under whatever circumstance, and there's a lot to unpack with every scenario you walk into. But it is nice to walk in the door of an appointment and be met by an insurance adjuster who says, oh no, Bob's on this one. And then, for me, I hear that and I'm like, all right, well, now I can play the good guy, right? And then we play off each other that way. I mean, there's always some angle that we can team up and collaborate on that is going to make it worthwhile for anyone to take on our service. And that's one of the things that I love about our company. It's like you never know what you're going to walk into, but you're always ready for it.
So you said something interesting just now. You get to play the good guy. So good cop, bad cop in your adjusting style, which do you prefer?
Personally?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the bad cop. That's it. I mean, there's obviously times, we know all the adjusters in the industry, and you become friendly over the years, but I'm not in this business to be friends with an insurance adjuster. I'm in this business to be friends with my clients, and they're what's more important to me. So it's not a popularity contest here. Mm-hmm. So when the adjuster wants to extend, let's say, I'll give you this, but I won't give you that. That's not the way I like to play it. I want to push for everything. So that's when I become from the good guy to the bad guy. But I go back to the good guy sometimes.
Yeah, and there's always some strategy, and we talk about those things before we walk into any conversation or scenario too. It's like, if I know that Bob could be a good bad cop role in this situation, it's going to end up to be I play the good cop off of him, and ultimately we get to the end result that we're both hoping to achieve, then that's the strategy that's best taken. But you kind of have to adapt too as a conversation goes, or as an inspection goes. And it's always something that I've gotten buried into the back of my mind from early on, is that we're the experts. We have to be able to take control of every situation. And it doesn't matter what that situation might look like. Like Mike Tyson always said, everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the mouth. You could be expecting something that you walk into and get totally blindsided by. Well, we don't want to be blindsided. We want to see it in real time and react to it in a way that we know is going to best benefit our client.
So it sounds like you guys are a good team. I really like that. And I think it's awesome, like a family business and being able to continue on. I know you have grandchildren, you have children. Do you hope that your grandchildren or your children, vice versa, might continue with the business?
Wow, that's a great question. I've never thought that far ahead, but that would be amazing to see one day.
It would. But one thing, as a father, I have 4 daughters, and I didn't want to be the dad that pushed their kids into something that I wanted them to do. Mm-hmm. I wanted them to do what they wanted to do. So I never steered my children into taking over the business or getting involved in the business. And Laura and Jason, that when they graduated, they both went out. They went to New York. He had a great job. My daughter had a great job. And one night she was home for the weekend, and we were watching TV, and I had just had one of my shoulders operated on. So she sees that I'm recovering from an operation, but I'm out still working. And she's on the computer. I said, "What are you doing?" She says, "Well, I'm trying to catch up on work." And that was the end of the conversation. And then 3 or 4 days later, she called me up and said, "Dad, if I'm going to work this hard for a company, I might as well do it for our family business." And that was the best feeling for me, for her to want to do it, not for me to push her into it. Mm-hmm. And then the same with Jason. He used to come and be an intern during college, which was great. And then he did the same thing, and he wanted to come, and that's a good feeling. Don't want to push them.
So you provide the opportunity and let them make the decision themselves.
But that would be something if one of the grandchildren wanted to do it. That'd be awesome.
Gosh, making me feel old now.
Well, hopefully that's not for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still little, so you have time. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. We'll be continuing to do this. So again, hopefully we'll see you and have some more conversations.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to the Hillis Public Adjusters podcast. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, share it with someone who might need it, and stay connected with us for more insights and real stories from the field. And remember, when it comes to your claim, knowledge is power, but having the right advocate makes all the difference. We'll see you next time.